there, kids. Hi, Krusty. How are you today? Oh, I'm good. I just got back from vacation. Oh, really? Where'd you go? Disney World? No, I went to Connecticut. Oh, that's nice. You know somebody there? Yeah. Somebody took us on a boat. We went on the Niantic River and all the way into the ocean, and I could see Long Island. That's how they say it, Long Island. Oh, well, that's a coincidence because today's story is about Paul on a boat too, except it was a big boat called a ship. Oh man, was he on vacation too? No, Paul just wanted to go everywhere in the whole world and tell people about Jesus. So God arranged for him to get on a ship. Oh, that must have been fun, right? Well, it was an adventure, I'll tell you that. Well, so how did it happen? Well, you know, Krusty, like when you become a believer in Jesus Christ, then you become God's slave and he sends you on adventures. Wait a minute. That doesn't sound so good to be God's slave. Well, you know, when Jesus died for you, Krusty, he bought you. So you belong to Jesus. You were paid for with a price. And so now God wants to use your life for something good. Yeah, but the slave thing doesn't sound very good. Krusty, when you're God's servant or God's slave, he takes you on wonderful adventures. And if you're not a Christian, you know, you could just stay home and watch TV, but it's kind of a boring life. But if you become a Christian, then who knows where God's going to send you, to all kinds of places that you've never been before. Okay, so how did it happen? How did Paul get on the boat? Well, God had promised that Paul would go to Rome to tell important people and rulers about Jesus Christ. Okay, so he got on a plane and he went to see some important people. No, actually, he got arrested. He got arrested. Yeah, don't you remember? He got arrested. So he was a slave on the ship, and the guards were watching him. Oh, my goodness. Well, okay, so I guess, though, it was a nice, smooth ship ride, right? Because he was doing God's work, so God wanted to make it easy for him, right? Well, actually, Krusty, it wasn't. It was a ride on the ship that was full of problems. Well, I don't understand. If we're doing what God wants us to do, why doesn't he make our life nice and smooth and easy? Because, Krusty, God is not so much interested in our lives being smooth. God is interested in our lives being holy. Oh, okay, holy means what? Becoming more like Jesus. And you don't become more like Jesus by sitting home and just watching TV and having a pleasant time all the time. Or you become more like Jesus by having some hard times. Yeah, because that's how you learn to trust God. You see, Krusty, when we're in heaven later, there'll be no more opportunity to trust God without seeing him. This is the only place and the only time, this short time that we have to trust God without seeing him. Oh, that's a good point, because in heaven we'll see him, right? So this is our chance to show him that we trust him even when we don't see him, right? That's right, Krusty. Okay, so what happened on the ship? What were the problems he had? Well, first of all, it seemed like it was starting to be a smooth trip, but then a storm, a terrible storm kicked up. Oh, a terrible storm. That would make me seasick. I wouldn't want to be on that boat. That's right. And Paul had warned the sailors and the captain that a storm was coming. But why didn't they listen to him? They didn't listen to him because they thought, what does he know? He's just a prisoner. He doesn't know nothing. Oh, so they didn't listen, and they went ahead anyway. That's right. They went ahead on the ship, and they got caught in a terrible storm, and then they were starting to lose all hope because for 14 days they didn't even see the sun. Oh, that's terrible, to be dark in the daytime as well as in the night. That's right. And so they weren't eating anything because they were running around trying to save themselves. And then Paul said, listen, you got to eat something or you're all going to die. An angel appeared to me last night and told me that we're going to be okay, because remember, God promised that I'm going to Rome. So this ship is going to Rome. Oh, that's right. If God tells you that you're not going to die till you get to Rome, then you're not going to die till you get to Rome. You pretty sure that you'll be okay. That's right. And so Paul told them to eat, and they all ate something, and they felt a little bit better. Oh, that's good. But then what happened? Well, then they started throwing everything off the ship to make the ship lighter. They thought maybe it would go better if the ship wasn't so heavy. So they threw all the stuff off the ship. Oh, my goodness. So all the stuff, the cargo they was bringing to Rome, all got thrown over. That's right. And then So a few of the guys tried to secretly escape. They tried to go down quietly to the lifeboats and get in a lifeboat and leave everybody else stranded on the ship. That's not fair! And that's what Paul said. He said, listen, guys, I see you trying to leave, but unless we all stick together, we're not going to make it. Okay, so then what happened? So they all stayed on the boat, and then they finally noticed that land was coming. They took soundings, and they realized that they were getting close to a shore. So then they tried to steer the ship onto the shore. But then what happened? But then they ran aground. They couldn't get all the way to the shore. And the ship hit on some rocks or on a sandbar or something, and then the ship started to fall apart. Oh, that must have been a hard hit. It was. They hit pretty hard, and the boat cracked, and the wood started coming off the ship. So what did they do? What did they do, Patty? Paul says, don't worry. God has told me that all of us are going to survive this trip. Oh, that must have been so encouraging, because by this time, I think they believed him, right? Because they saw all the things that he said were true. That's right, Krusty. So people jumped in the water, the sailors jumped in the water, and they grabbed pieces of wood, of flotsam, and they just rowed all the way to the shore, and every single one of them made it, because God granted the life of all the sailors and the soldiers and Paul, because he wanted Paul to go to Rome. That's right, Krusty. Oh boy, that's really a good adventure. Yeah, I want to be a Christian because I want God to take me on adventures. And I understand that some parts will be pleasant and some parts will be difficult and full of problems. But the main thing is that even when you have problems, God is with you when you're a Christian. That's right, Krusty. Hey, listen, I learned a song when I was in Connecticut about a sailor man. You want to hear it? You want to hear it, kids? Yeah, I'm sure the kids want to hear it. Okay, here it goes. It's not really a religious song, but here it goes. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I fight to the finish 'cause I eat my spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. That's pretty good, Krusty. Wait, I'm gonna change the words a little bit. Want to hear my new words? Sure. Okay, because of the story you told. New words. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I fight to the finish 'cause God lets me finish. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Bravo, bravo. Do you like that song, kids? Yeah, well, I'll have a new adventure to tell you about next week. And you'll have a new story, right? That's right, Krusty. Always a new story from the Bible. Well, okay, that's enough for today, kids. Ahoy, mates. We'll see you later. Bye-bye, kids.